Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Bartell's Roadie Gymnasium here at Muskegon Community College. Today's event is the Michigan Community College Athletic Association Team Championships. It's a round-robin dual format. I'm Craig Christensen, sitting next to Jayhawk Class of 99, Tom Jenkins. Tom, who do we have first?
Looks like we got Ancilla coming in out of Indiana. I think it's their third or fourth year as a program coming up. They're a little short-handed. They don't have a lot of guys, but they always have a few that are really good that, some that'll qualify for nationals, and every once in a while they got a guy that can bust into the national, All-American status.
We'll start with Alex Cantu out of Orchard View High School. He'll take on Keshawn Edmond, a freshman from Indianapolis. Looks like he was a high school state semifinalist last year.
No, semi-state qualifier.
Semi-state qualifier.
What they do in Indiana, they got one division, and so semi-states is like the last, like our regional.
Okay.
But it's a little bit more intense because they have one division, and then they only have 8 weight classes. 16 guys qualify for state in each weight class.
Edmond into a body lock. Cantu to his back, but he's going to come off and potentially score a reversal. That's going to be 2-2. I didn't see any back points for the Ancilla wrestler. Cantu looked like he had a Russian arm tie, looked fairly secure, and then Edmond got into the body lock. Cantu into a cross wrist ride. We saw him lots of turns last Friday night.
I believe he won the Open last week too. So.
Looks like, I think so too. Looks like he's a slick little hammer on top. I don't know. Can you be a hammer if you're a tilter?
Sure you can, even at 125 pounds.
Well, there's back points. Barely in bounds. That's going to be a 4-point near fall. And with a minute 45 left in the first period, Cantu with a 4-point lead. Looked like Ancilla's coach has some questions and or concerns or counseling needs. We had a pretty
arguing that his foot was out of bounds there, and from my angle, towards the end it was, but you know what? We're at Muskegon. I'll take the 4 points.
What was in bounds was in the air, so it could have easily broke the plane.
Yeah, there's a cylinder, right? So it goes right up from that line straight up to the ceiling. So
Cantu back to the wrist. Tries the right side, ends up with the left side, right back into a tilt. Got to be careful here. A little surprised he didn't get not even a swipe there.
Getting some funky positions here.
Yeah, he's really parallel. Comes out on top.
There we go.
This
gave him 4 there, looks like. Holding 4.
4 more near fall will make it 10-2.
Start.
But when they changed the near fall in college to 4-pointers, it really kind of changed the game, didn't it?
Sure did. I mean, if you're good on top in college, you're going to beat a lot of people. You could be in any match, you could get tossed in the first period, and a lot of times back in the old days in college, that was a death sentence, right? You got, you're down by 5 against a really good guy, but if you're good on top, you get 2 turns, you win that match. You're up 8-0,
Well, the first minute of this match looked like it was going to be a dogfight.
Right.
Went 2-2, 2 takedown, 2 reversal, and then just 2 turns is an 8-point difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Cantu still working on the wrist. Still behind hips, good position on top. Now he's getting more swipes.
Got himself in trouble there a little bit.
Yeah, he got a little bit. He got 2.
Yeah, it just depends on the official. Some of those guys will look for that defensive pen, and
he was living dangerously there for a minute.
Yes, sir, he was. Looking great on top. Just, got to be careful there a little bit.
I like the wing, not just personal preference, not wild about the inside leg, but he broke him down with it.
I think he's just got to look at keeping them hips up a little bit more and not get him so far underneath the guy when he's going for those tilts.
It's the end of the first period. Cantu with a very comfortable 12-2 lead. Looks like Edmond has chosen neutral, maybe looking for another body lock. Maybe trying to get back in this one with something.
I'd probably choose that if I was him, too.
I think I would.
Not going underneath that guy.
You don't go back underneath when you've given up 10 points in one period.
No, sir.
Hand fighting. Cantu, heavy-handed.
Edmund looks to be the bigger wrestler here. I mean, you can't really tell at 25 typically, but, you know.
In deep on a double leg, wasn't able to finish it. Cantu did a nice job of countering with his hips.
Nice one again.
Yep, pass by here and the takedown. Hips on the mat, probably the best thing that could happen for Cantu here is to maybe slide out of bounds.
Or hit that power half.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
I was looking at feet. I didn't notice the power half.
Yeah, he had a nice power half in there. I thought, well, maybe he might be able to end it here, but
14-2 after the takedown.
Edmund had the frame of mind to get his feet out of bounds there and get a fresh start.
He was definitely in more trouble than I was giving him credit for. I was watching the out of bounds.
Well, you see with freshmen in college, you know, that's one of the bigger things. You know, they rest on the edge. They're not used to the college out of bounds rules, and you know, typically you'll see a lot of freshmen give up points on the edge in their first semester at least.
Yeah.
You know? By second semester, coaches have it figured out. Let's say.
We talk about it a lot. A freshman, even one who comes in with some accolades, wrestling a sophomore at junior college. There's a reversal for Edmund. It's just a different world.
Yeah.
You know, you get a state champ coming in as a freshman who's wrestling somebody who maybe didn't have that accolade in high school. Cantu with a Peterson or a Granby hooked up. He's got some work to do to score there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sophomore has a huge advantage just.
Sure. Yeah, you know, because, Craig, you come into a room as a freshman in college.
Oh, that's creative.
There we go. This might end it here.
That could be a six-pointer.
Back points here. Got the reversal and going for backs now. Want to be careful not getting that
he's got his
infamous
headlock
that kills everybody when they're winning by a lot of points.
That happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah, Coach
never
told
let
me about that.
He's never let me forget it.
Said you had a nice big lead, and next thing you know, he said your neck looked like a Canadian goose. And
I wish I was joking when I said it happened 6 times in a row, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
There's another tilt.
Here we go.
I would imagine this is going to end it.
No 2 count.
Because I said that.
It's the infamous one count. I never could make sense of that one.
No back points.
Where I went to school, 1 and 1 is 2.
1 and 1 always equals 2. 16-4 at the end of the second period. It's going to be Cantu's choice, and he's going to choose down. This always makes me nervous. I mean, it's probably the smart call to go down, but you've beaten the brakes off him on your feet.
Top and you turn him that much, why go down? Well, you know, I heard Coach Brunger say last week at the duels, he was like, there was a guy that chose down when he was killing the guy on his feet. He's like, he needs to work on his bottom game. I'm like, well, do that in the room.
I always fear the unknown. With that reversal, it's 18-4. We need one more point here for the tech fall. Yeah, if you've beaten the brakes off a guy on his feet and you've turned him like the pages of a book, maybe we don't see how good he is on top. But
neutral would have been the worst decision, I think.
Well,
as funky as some of them scrambles have gotten from their neutral position here.
Edmund was in deep on 2 shots and dangerous spot with a body lock. I would have really questioned the choice on top. Here comes a tilt. Little Easton tilt.
There we go.
And that's going to do it.
Right there. Great first match.
Dominant first match from Cantu. Way to set the pace. A 20-4 tech fall. Accrued 3 minutes, 4 seconds of riding time. On paper, Ancilla does not have a 33-pounder. Usually just about the time I say that, they send somebody out.
Yeah, I'm going to take a peek here and see if I can pull up who it is.
Now, in college, will they send the 25-pounder out to take the forfeit if there is one? Or the 33-pounder
out? If you remember, a few years back, we had one Corey Robinson wrestling for the Muskegon Jayhawks and weighing it at about 141 pounds. Had to drink a bunch of water to where he could weigh in at just above 57 and wrestle 65. And actually pinned a kid from Ancilla at the regional tournament. Was 1 match away from qualifying for nationals for it. So this is Jacob Blawat.
Yes, the Reese Puffer Rocket.
Yes, sir.
He'll take the forfeit at 125.
Your old alma mater, huh?
Yeah, we're all Rockets around here, whether we want to be or not. The Jayhawks have a couple of Rockets on the team. Andrus up top, and now Blawat. Blawat didn't wrestle last weekend. It's good to see him out.
Yeah.
That'll bring us to one.
It's good to keep the local guys local
Absolutely.
when you can.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch him wrestle later in the day.
Yeah.
141 will bring up Chris Perez from the Jayhawks. He'll take on Nelson Roberts out of Greenville, Ohio. He was a 2019 national qualifier at 141.
Perez was one of the kids that COVID affected this year. He's ranked number 1 or number 2 all season long this past year in high school, and the week of the state tournament was contact traced and wasn't able to wrestle his senior year at the state tournament. So he's definitely, I know the family a little bit. We had a talk with his family, and I called him the day that he found out, and it was a tough thing for him, but he knows he wasn't done yet. He wanted to come to Muskegon and finish writing his wrestling story.
Well, we saw a lot of Chris Perez at Whitehall. Max Brown wrestled him several times, and he's a tough customer.
I actually wrestled him too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
One of them grew.
Weight class, yeah. So, yep.
He's in on a
he
double.
He was a Jayhawk Wrestling Club kid too. So
he was
up to the Jayhawk Wrestling Club.
Good finish.
Kid. Yes, sir.
4 seconds into the match, he's up 2-0 and immediately in on the wrist. Speaking of Ira Jenkins, congratulations. He signed his national letter of intent just the other day for the University of Michigan.
Yeah, it was a great day. Great day on Thursday there, having you guys all there. And, it's been a process. And you see all these kids that were in the same age group as Ira coming up through our little club that we had here at Muskegon Community College, little Jayhawk Wrestling Club. And it's just amazing to see these boys all going places and doing things, continuing their wrestling career.
I saw one of the pictures you posted with Ira, Max, Brown, and Nick. They looked like Smurfs, all three of them.
They did. None of their shirts fit right. They were in that age group where everything I bought for Ira was 2 sizes bigger because he was growing so fast. I'm like, let's just get a large in this one.
Yeah, there you go. 2.5 minutes left in the first period. Perez on top with looking for a ball and chain tilt there. He's got it hooked up. Can he get an elevator in?
It goes.
He's got him on his hip. Trying to elevate. Robert's doing a nice job of blocking that elevator with his feet.
Yeah.
We talk about hand fighting. That was a little foot fight there.
Yeah, he was for sure. And he's doing a good job of keeping that right hip down, but I think that time is past.
He lost that battle.
Some back points now. Perez, tough kid out of that Allendale program with Dwayne Watson down there. They've had some tough guys over the years.
Absolutely.
So it's good to, first 3 weight classes, having kids from the, greater Muskegon area and Ottawa County.
I lived in Dwayne Watson's basement for 2 years. Did you know that?
You telling me that. Yeah.
That 4-pointer is going to give Perez a 6-0 lead. And right now he's back into that same technique, and he's going to probably score 4
he might get a fall here.
He was close.
Gets resting here.
Yeah, Roberts just looked like he got a little lackadaisical with his post arm.
So that's a move you don't really want to get pinned in, You get turned and you just kind of rest there, and next thing you know, you're pinned, and a lot of times you'll look up at the ref like, what?
Well, and then you look over at your coach, and he's got his head in his hands.
Yeah.
With the scholarship forms out. Perez still on the wrist. 10-0 lead.
Yeah, he's really pouring it on here.
The Jayhawks last Friday night just looked so good, especially on top. And we were competitive really on our feet. And it sounds like they continued that trend on Saturday.
Yeah, and the COVID year is a tough gauge to see where guys are because there was such hit and miss on practices and when they could practice. And seeing these guys come in with a full set of practices to start the season and another recruiting cycle, they look really tough. I mean, beating the number 13 team in the country pretty handily last week,
Yeah.
I mean, and really in reality, that could have been a lot worse. We had a match where we were up a lot and guy got caught and pinned, so.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was a great win. As time wanes here in the first period, Perez still up 10-0. He'll end with just. Oh, did he get a 2-1 count?
Got another 2 there.
I love finishing periods with kids scoring.
That, right?
12-0 with almost 3 minutes of riding time.
Wonder if he'll go down here.
Well, if he does. Oh, I thought he was walking towards the circle like he was going down. We've chosen who chose neutral?
I think Chris chose neutral.
Okay.
I don't know what the corner said, but Chris said neutral.
He likes to wrestle on his feet.
Yeah.
I get it. If I was that tough, I'd like to wrestle on my feet too.
He's got a nice little boot scoot duck under that he hits sometimes, but
It took him 7 seconds to take Roberts down the first period.
yeah,
Much longer than that now.
A national qualifier at that.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a good sign for the Jayhawks
Absolutely.
to have these freshmen coming in performing like this. I mean, obviously Cantu's a sophomore.
Well, there's Roberts with a
there we go.
fireman's carry, and he's going to score a
Got nothing
takedown.
yet. We're going to scramble.
Oh, we're gonna
situation.
scramble.
Nice work by Perez there to work through that position and come out on top with a takedown. I had thought, like you, Craig, I thought maybe that was going to be 2 there, and Perez kind of stuck his head under that ankle there and got into a really good scramble position. And
So far on this broadcast, I've made 3 assumptions, and I've been wrong on all 3 of them.
yeah, you know what they say about assumptions.
I do, and I
Can't
am.
say it on the air, but you know.
No, but I am that. Minute left in the second period. Perez going to run into a stalemate there with a 14-0 lead.
Well, in your defense, you've heard me enough times in the stands when I was wrestling and making my own assumptions.
Here's
right?
what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Well,
It's pretty predictable nowadays, right?
Yeah. So Perez will be on top. We'll see if we can get one more turn here.
3 minutes and 16 seconds of riding time. About a minute to go in the second period. That's a dominant match.
Yep.
He's looking really good.
Looks like he has the cross wrist on the left side.
Yeah, he's got to be careful hanging out.
Yeah,
up
he's
there.
leaving his legs in traffic just a little bit high. Now he's still up there a little bit.
The bottom guy, though, Roberts seems to be balling up quite a bit, so it's a little difficult to try to get a guy to move to get where you want him when they're know basically what you're going to be doing is tilting them. And
Yep. Have forehead on the mat. It's hard to tilt a guy with their forehead on the mat.
There we
We're going to go back to the ball and chain.
I think we are going to have a tech fall here if he can get that leg elevated a little bit. You see how he's got his leg trapped down there.
Yep.
Good job. Like you said, the foot fight with Roberts is pretty good.
Roberts just lost that foot fight.
He did. I think he's going to lose this match, too.
6 seconds left, and there is a
Come on.
1 count.
Close there.
No dice.
Well, another period it is.
I don't think it'll be a very long period.
Maybe this time he'll go to, it wasn't Chris's choice, so he chose top.
There we go.
And
maybe he's got his earpiece in. He's listening to us.
Yeah. Brunger's cheating off our paper.
Yeah. He'll line up on the left side.
He started at first. Yeah, see. Oh.
Boy, that was
Darn close to getting the match over
it
himself.
was close. That was close.
If he gets to this collar here and just kind of keeps that pressure forward,
he's
got
just
that
got
arm
the-
trapped. I think he might get a fall
he
here.
could get a fall here.
If he really wants it, he can get this fall here. I think
He found
he's
a
gonna
half
get
Nelson
it.
in there.
If he just works his way up towards the front there.
All he had was a part of a claw ride to put him on his back, but now he's in a cradle.
Oh, he's going to get
that's
this
tight.
pin. Nice job, Chris. Wow.
Way to chase bonus points.
He could have easily just let off there and said, "Hey, I got a tech fall," but that's a kid that's looking to, help the team out with an extra point there.
Well, I'd imagine his time at Allendale. You know, they were always competitive. They were always in team tournaments. I'm sure he's been trained in you go find bonus points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like Ancilla's going to be open at 149 and 157.
Okay, so we got voids at the next 2 weight classes. That's going to bring the dual score. Let's see here.
If the next match is at
29-0 right now.
Yeah, that's a thumping.
And that's going into the 65 weight class. If this is the guy I think it is from Ancilla, I think he might have been a national qualifier last year.
Jamin Spiller.
Yeah.
He's a freshman plus. He was a 3-time.
One of the COVID.
Yeah.
Brownsburg, Indiana, that's a really good program as well. They got some tough guys come out of there every year.
When he was a national qualifier, it says at 174.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's last year was weird. You had guys that were not able to practice all the time, so there wasn't an opportunity for them to, sometimes get the weight off that they need to. So
yeah, is this going to be?
This is Paulo
Dragon.
Yep.
Mike McKelly said it's the best name in wrestling.
It is. It's a tough name.
Paulo Dragon. Paulo looked great last weekend.
Yeah, he's a kid out of Ohio. The best he ever did was like our equivalency of our regional qualifying.
Okay.
But he's really, been in a room now that he can have good partners, and it's really kind of turned it on. And he's been focusing on being more explosive this year and scoring points from his feet. And you can tell he's keeping his feet busy and not afraid to make some attacks.
Well, he's really has the Ancilla kid on his heels. Now they're battling. Whoa, fast pace.
Gotta like to see this. Look at this.
Spiller on a double leg, no dice. Dragon now.
Oh, now this is a little like a cat fight here.
This is I'm going to let you call this one. I'm going to let you call the play-by-play.
We could just make up moves and just say what they are. And
there's an ankle pick. That one's easy to tell,
so
and that's going to be a takedown.
Yeah, that's one there where they both were kind of, although they were creating action, they were both coming out of their stances a lot.
Yep.
And that's something you don't want to do. I mean, you always want to protect your legs and stay in good position. I had a good college teammate one time back in the 90s tell me, it's all about positioning. 90% of wrestling is about positioning, staying in good position. James Tiedema said that. Yeah. Another takedown there.
There's Dragon with a takedown going out of bounds.
3-2 lead here for Dragon.
Well, and they've set a fast pace. We've only been at it for a minute, and I'm guessing they won't be able to wrestle. Both of them won't be able to wrestle at this pace for the next 6.
If they're going at this pace, I'm guessing mid-second period somebody's getting pinned. We'll see.
Dragon in. He stopped the first move. He had a little head lever there, but Spiller back to his base. Spiller now to his feet. Now it becomes a hand fight. Spiller got the angle and the escape. We're tied with 1.5 minutes left in the first period.
Dragon's standing up there. He kind of has a tendency to, come in for that double leg. But when he backs out like that, he's coming up a little bit and giving up some takedowns there. Something to work on there.
Takedown by Spiller. Yeah, well, my pet peeve as a coach is when our guys are on their feet and one or both of their hands are behind their legs.
Yeah.
And a couple of spots there, Dragon had his hand behind his leg, and when you're going to attack from your hand behind your leg, it's slower.
Yeah.
And it's hard to defend with your hand behind his leg and hit your own leg.
And it's predictable, right? You know, if you're going to start attacking, your hands are going to come in front of your hips.
Yep.
Where in reality, your hands should be down, protecting your lead leg, right? So it's just one of those things that a lot of times guys usually pick up by their sophomore, junior year of college.
Right. Right. Spiller now with a arm bar. He lost that. He's got a half on the left side. 5-3 Spiller with just less than a minute left in the first period. He's going to go with a can opener here.
Yeah, Paolo needs to find a way to get off the bottom here. He's got to try to get some points here to get himself back into this match. Not that he's out of it by any means, but resting on the bottom is a good way to give up some back points. It looks like he's coming up now.
Now he's to his base. He's lost his hand, though. 23 seconds now left in the first period.
Spiller's building up a little bit of riding time here. He's up to 45 seconds. If he closes out the period on top, he'll have the minute of riding time.
Spiller doing a really nice job of controlling wrists. You're Dragon. They defer to you. Where do you go?
I'm going probably neutral, just to, maybe recruit myself. But Spiller
gave the old busted pipe sign to his coach. Feels like he broke him. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know that that's accurate, but we'll see.
Is that a 3-0 Penn State lead I see over there?
That is a 3-0 Penn State lead. Michigan spotted him 3 points at the beginning of the game. So.
Spiller immediately to his feet. That's a bold move when you do that. Spiller to his feet with a escape, and that's going to double up. Dragon scores 6-3. Dragon, a good example of what I was talking about right there. Both hands behind his legs.
Yeah, it's right there. That's a nice attempt.
Nice arm drag attempt.
Yeah.
He's into a single.
Both these guys seem to be walking in after on re-attacks where they're kind of out of position a little bit here.
Well, this is a spot at the end of the first period. In the first period when they were going out of bounds. No, and I think Spiller can.
Yeah.
Or he can trip people out of bounds. Paulo's going to have to be careful going in there with the overhooks and because Spiller looks real comfortable in there.
Yeah, and he might have a leaky pipe. Looking a little tired here.
Spiller with a takedown, 8-3 now.
Let's see if he can find us another level here and get up off the bottom and get himself back in this match.
And a stalling call on the top
guy. I think he was hanging out on top of the hips, and he don't like it,
and he doesn't like it.
But that's reality. You do have to come off the hips, but it's tough when the guy on bottom seems to be hanging out.
8-3. 1:09 of riding time for Spiller.
I'd like to see Paulo get to his feet here and hit one of his famous lat drops that he likes to hit on people. He actually did lat drop Spiller last year, I think, at one of the tournaments that we had here. Maybe it wasn't Spiller, but I knew it was a kid from Ancilla, and lat dropped and pinned him. So that could be nice.
Dragon's going to have to clear his wrist if he's going to do that.
Yeah.
30 seconds here left in the second period. 8-3 Spiller. Dragon is coming up with his hips.
Yeah.
Head's still down, but he's okay.
He's got that. He might be able to put him in trouble here. This is a good position for
if he can
Paulo.
elevate that leg.
Reversal, and he's going to get some back points, I think, if he's able to crawl up and get to that collar. But we'll take the reversal for now.
Absolutely. Huh? That's going to put him back within reach, 8-5 now.
And driving that riding time down, so that's nice, too.
9 seconds left in the period. You can't give up a score here, though.
No, you've got to ride this guy out. You got to find a way.
Spiller escapes in about 10 seconds earlier in the period. You got to find a way to keep him on the mat here, and he will. Oh, as I say that, Spiller. Okay.
Good job.
8-5 and 1:28 advantage time for Spiller. It's going to be Dragon's choice. He's going to go down. How do you feel about that? No lat drops from down there, but he did score a reversal, and he almost
He did score the reversal there, so I just think, does he get out within 30 seconds? Because his riding time is locked up in 30 seconds.
Spiller to the wrist.
So he's got to go quick here.
There's a hand fight going on there, but Dragon, chest on the mat. Looks like he's looking for something.
Yep, there it is.
He's got him.
He got him again, and I think that does something mentally to a guy. If he's able to get a nice mat return here,
Well, it's a 2-point match now, and both gas tanks look like they're fairly full, 9-7.
Technically about a 3-point match with the riding time, so gonna have to take
Dragon into a shot through a whole bunch of defense.
Here, but looks like that's what's going to happen.
That's tight.
Yeah. I'd like to see the fight there. He's fighting.
Well, Dragon got out of the bonus point situation, got himself right back in the match. He can still lose the match and not give up bonus points. Not that. Hey,
look at
how about that?
This is a wild match here.
And with 49 seconds, it could get even more so.
And there he goes. Brings him back down to the mat.
It's a 2-point reversal.
This is hard to keep up.
Yep, the score over there, I'd have some questions for the scorekeepers. I don't really believe it's 15-9. I could be wrong. I usually am. Dragon back on top.
It should be 15-7 or something.
I didn't think. No.
What was it, 8?
Former Viking Alan Powers back out counting it down from 15. Dragon on top of the spiral ride. He hasn't broken down. That's a gutsy match from both guys, though.
Yeah, it sure is. They both kept fighting. I just think some, positioning issues there. If you correct that stuff and on Paulo's side,
absolutely,
you're not giving up a couple more takedowns there, and you're right back in that match winning it.
Yeah, that was a good match. Exciting.
They go 16-9 there.
16-9. Apparently they were right and I was wrong. That's a shocker. That'll bring us to 74.
29-3.
Matthew Morris from Fort Wayne, Southside, Fort Wayne, Indiana. He was another semi-state quarterfinalist.
This is Josh Kenny out of Granville, tough kid, state runner-up 2 years ago, and was at Campbell University Division I.
Pretty nice high crotch there.
Yeah, he's solid.
And he's going to find back points, or not, or so. Oh, he still had a foot in.
He did. The other guy's foot, I think, hit on the basketball court.
Is that the rule if they go off the mat?
There.
Well, that's a quick takedown for, is it Kenny?
Josh Kenny, yes, sir.
And an escape for Matthew Morris. Kenny in a front headlock situation here, tries to high crotch his way out of it.
Dump him here if he gets.
Kenny into a knee pick. And we'll stay neutral. Was that close to a stalling call going out of bounds? They wrestled out of bounds.
I don't think because he had his foot up off the ground.
That's another rule that mystifies me, that if they wrestle out of bounds.
Really, usually the first year it happened, they forced the refs to make a call one way or the other.
Boy, that was a nice positioning move right there, just the snap on the head.
You can just tell that he's been in a good room for a while. His hand fighting is on another level, and just not giving up points when most people would.
Yeah.
Right. Fighting through every position is a good tell of it.
So the out of bounds stalling rule is if they wrestle out of bounds and just the action takes them out, then it's not stalling. But
yeah, and that's a judgment call. So like if you argue it as a coach, you can get a bench warning and whatnot. But basically what it is if a guy's showing that he's not trying to circle to stay in bounds or trying to fight in, then they're going to be dinged with stalling.
Okay.
Or if a guy's just straight up.
Ooh, there's a nice Easton tilt, and he had him flat for a minute.
Oh, he did. He sure did. That looked like a pretty close to a fall there. He got 4 near fall there, so he's up 8-1 now.
Do you see a lot of bench warnings on that call still, or was that more the case when
it just depends? I think on the coach in the day. If there's, it's usually about the 5th or 6th bad stall call where the guy starts saying, "Hey, man," or because you can't call him to the table to argue it, and it's usually a younger coach that doesn't understand that rule yet.
Those young whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Now there's that duck under.
That duck under to the high crotch there has been a pretty powerful thing. You got to watch out for the spladle here. This guy, there we go. Yeah, he got himself in a little position there. That was.
The takedown will make it 10-2 in favor of Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny with a
He's got
chicken
nice
wing.
Arm bar there. Looks like he might be getting a fall here.
This is a pretty good spot for Kenny.
This guy in the bottom's pretty strong. You can tell just being able to fight out of those positions, even though Josh has him pretty tight. Looks like he's just got to suffocate.
That's back points.
To get the fall, and there it is right there. Looks like we're going to end this one in the first period, hopefully.
Morris has other ideas. Another 4-pointer will make it 14-2 with 35 seconds.
Points here.
There's more back points. This is tighter. This is more tight. There's the other with these headphones on. It's hard to tell where the whistle came from.
Threw me off with his loud whistling over there.
So much for that.
There's
the tech fall.
First period.
18-2 first period tech fall for Kenny.
Brings the match score to 34-3.
That'll bring us to 197, where it looks like Caleb McNeil.
This is 84, actually.
84.
This is Bronson Jewel.
Yep, and Ancilla doesn't have an 84-pounder.
So it looks like they'll take a void there.
That's Jewel that'll pick up the void.
He's having a great year, too.
Yeah, he looked really good last week.
Yeah, he is.
Do you know off the top of your head where he placed on Saturday?
I think he won it, actually. So Bronson won it. I think we had 4 champs, I want to say. We had Cantu won it. Josh Kenny, Bronson, and Caleb Venema.
Speaking of Venema, here he is. The former Whitehall Viking, Caleb Venema.
Yes, sir.
Multiple time state all-stater, one-time state finalist.
Yeah, state runner-up as a junior. Wrestled a kid that ended up going to the Naval Academy to play football.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Man, that kid was an athlete. What was his name?
Huge. Huge. I can't remember his name. I know he was out of Bishop. Can't think of the name
I can't
of the school
either.
or something, but he came out of nowhere. He placed 4th at regionals, and then started just beating everybody at the state tournament.
Yeah.
Good time to do it, right?
Right.
But, yeah, that was a good tournament.
Venema into
Nice.
his signature
His
head tap
signature.
double.
Yeah, you don't want to sleep on the whistle against Caleb.
Well, Jabrayan Litzy from Jeffersonville, Indiana. He's a freshman. There'll be a learning curve here, I'm sure, for Mr. Litzy. He finds himself down 2. Caleb working on the arm bar on the left side. Gonna sit his way into a tilt with an elevator, and we have a
Imagine
2.
that.
He counted 2, and then he shook it off.
He got no back points out of that.
No back points.
Okay, well, I'll erase that.
Venema's gonna be looking for stacks.
You think stack?
I think stacks.
All right. That's 50-50s. He'll go for a stack or a tilt or a bundle of any sort, right?
Yep. Stay in a good position on top. Lots of pressure.
You know, it's rare that you see a kid out of Whitehall use a tilt,
It's weird.
you know?
He's like the only one.
Yeah. Never
I
seen
think
it
he'll
before.
score here. There's the 2.
There's a
And,
4. He's
yep.
holding 4 there. Caleb might scoot out of bounds here, get a fresh start, or he might just try to stack him on the edge. You're wrestling a freshman, he might be wrestling on the edge, remember?
Yep.
So,
Let's see.
Oh, another tilt.
There's a Easton tilt, a roll through tilt. There's the 2, 3, and 4. And just like that,
10.
Venema with a 10-0 lead with a minute and a half left in the first period. Venema doing a good job.
Fake.
Oh no. If you're watching on TV, we are watching the Penn State-Michigan game
Come on,
as
Venema
Venema puts the kid on his back.
puts him to his back, and
Oh, there's a wrestling match going on. I didn't see.
Well, here's the thing. You know, it's kind of,
That's another
There's a
four-pointer.
little bit of comparison there, right? You know,
Yeah.
Penn State was getting greedy. Instead of taking the 3, we're trying to get the big points and gave up a big turnover there.
Flags. Michigan was probably cheating.
Yeah,
14-0.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right. That's right. Venema right it back into the cross wrist. There's 45 seconds left in the first period.
2 minutes and 12 seconds of riding time.
Well, that's what the
In a 3-minute period.
head
It's a
tap double will get you.
Pretty tough guy.
30 seconds now. Venema still with the wrist.
There we go.
Elevator in.
Tilt
One count. Two. Several one counts
Do it.
there. Your favorite.
Yeah, the 1-1.
Oh, no, he did get a 2 count.
He added them all
Okay.
up and gave him 4. I love it. Great job by that official.
18-0 victory, first period tech fall for Caleb Venema over Jabrian Litzy.
Yeah, brings our match score to 45-3 for the Jayhawks over Ancilla. And then coming up here at heavyweight, looks like we got Alex Trim. His dad wrestled at Muskegon Community College.
He did.
Tough kid. And his
1-0
uncle.
against yours truly, by the
Oh,
way.
really?
I have a
Sorry,
story.
didn't
I have
mean
a
to
story.
bring up that
No,
bad
well, it was in a
memory for you.
freestyle tournament. I wrestled
Oh.
2 weight classes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was probably tougher than me anyway.
His
but
brother Joel was a really good freestyler.
I was
too.
that,
a
yeah.
state champ.
Yep, a 2-time state champ
Yep.
out of Ludington.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wrestled
kid.
Kendall. I had just walked off the mat at 63 and thought I wanted to wrestle 80 and a half too. And Kendall Trim was strong,
Yeah.
especially when you're not in that good a shape and you just
Yeah.
finished a match.
Yeah, tough
but
dude.
He beat the daylights out of me. I won the match at 163 though, by the way.
Wow. Now, did Kendall went to Mason County Central?
No, he was
Or
a
did
he was a
go
Ludington
to
guy.
Ludington,
Yeah.
okay.
Coached by my high school coach up at Ludington, Tony Ham.
Oh, wow.
Well, these guys working hard for
Yeah.
position.
Trim's
Both of them.
able to get around him. He's got those long arms. Might be able to get a body lock and bring him down. It's going to be tough to get under a guy this size, right?
That's
you
it,
know,
yep.
You want to be careful, especially with the length.
That's a load. Doing a nice job of controlling the wrist on the left side. Sergio Bueno.
No bueno.
South Bend Riley. He's a freshman, semi-state quarterfinalist. Ancilla has a couple of those guys. Trim into a double underhook. Conversely, Bueno had double overhooks and chucked Trim out of bounds. Bueno didn't look afraid to be tied up there.
No.
Having some trouble with these names only because I don't have my bifocals. It's the pass by try there for Trim. As you know, I'm getting old, Tom Jenkins. Bifocals and readers. Little head snap there from Bueno. Maybe an attention getter for Trim.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. You get your head smacked into the mat, that's an attention getter for you.
Trim, get a little footwork going on.
Looked like he wanted to play a game of, what do they call that game where you slap the hands? He puts his hands out like that?
That's the game.
Like, what do you want to do, guy? What do you want to do here? You want to play patty cake or you want to wrestle?
Okay, so
Issued a challenge for sure to Bueno.
Yeah. Well, here's pop quiz number 2. You're Trim. Bueno defers to you going into the second. Trim getting active here with 20 seconds left. Where do you go? Do you go back neutral? Do you take top and try to put him on his hip?
I mean, if I'm Trim, I think with the length he has, you're safe going down. Just making sure that you sag your hips at the start and get some good back pressure there and come right off the bottom, I think.
Okay.
I think he's good to get off the bottom. He's pretty tough down on the bottom position.
Trim with the Russian arm tie here is...
He's used to wrestling big guys, too. He was a heavyweight in high school.
We tried a little foot sweep there, and that could have made things interesting. What's going to happen here with the...
Going bottom.
So if your shoe comes untied between periods, you're okay, right?
You know, actually, the ref probably, if the ref tells you to tie your shoe,
okay,
then it is a thing. But if it's in the middle of the period, I mean, it's a judgment call on the ref's part. I mean, he could have got hit for a stalling there, though.
Bueno into a double thigh prime. Now he's over the top.
Yeah, he's hanging on the top there, and Trim did a great job of getting control of that wrist and giving him, ability to come out top.
Is he winding up for a bolo punch there?
Yeah, hey, who knows? He's sneaky, may come with a jab to the left, though.
That was the perfect setup for a left-hand jab. Into a body lock. This could be trouble.
Was a nice...
That's the takedown.
Got the Ancilla boys excited.
Yep, I thought that was interesting. He looked comfortable in the tie in the first period.
And the thing that is, where Trim had that leg wrapped, he could have actually tossed Bueno himself had he known kind of that positioning. That's why I always encourage guys to do the freestyle and Greco in the off season.
Learn a lot.
You don't have to worry about wins and losses. You just get comfortable in those positions.
Absolutely,
it pays off big time.
Trim doing a good job on bottom, has his chest up, he's hand fighting, he's going to score the 1, and we're tied 2-2.
He's pretty tough on the bottom there for sure.
So in a way, no harm, no foul there. I mean, you'd like to not be thrown to your back, but now here we are again. Does Trim just need to be more assertive there?
I think Trim needs to just pace himself here. If he can start getting some good collar ties, wearing that guy's head, wear his legs out, by the third period, he's gonna wear this guy out and be able to get body lock on him, put him to his back or something.
Got a little handsy there. Ref had to reassert himself, take control of the match. We're 2-2.
You want to put some cracks in the wall before you try to run through it,
Oh yeah, I like that metaphor. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. Trim could get to a 2-on-1 here. I think he could step behind a leg and just do one of those snatch singles there. But right now, Bueno, just his frame is tough to get through for a tall guy like.
Okay, we're into a underhook on the left.
Tried a couple of picks across the body there.
Yeah,
right?
Well, and as he came out of that second pick, he ended up in a tight over/under, and I had I had a bad foreboding about that one.
There comes a double leg, but again, he's putting cracks in the wall.
Well, you can't come out of that double leg and over underhook because you're going to end up on your back.
Yeah. I'd like to see him try to do a throw by to that. Oh, there we go.
That's going to be back points too. Did he get a 2 count?
We'll see what.
Trim got the takedown. I counted 2, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. It looked like it should have been a.
But the action at the end of the period will give Trim a 4-2 lead.
Like I said, now you've got a guy that's tired going to the third period. No reason to force anything here. Just try to wear him out. Trim's pretty tough on top, typically.
I feel like if you can put Bueno on his hip, like that, Bueno put himself on his hip there, but
near side cradle would be nice here. Looks like that's what he's going for.
I think Michigan just scored a touchdown over there. Trim, he's got not much.
I think that was for a punt.
Okay. Bueno rolled across his own back. Trim tried to catch him, but couldn't. 1:29 left in the match. Riding time, not a factor right now, although if Trim stays on top, it will be. Trim staying over hip. But the Ancilla kid got called for stalling for being.
Bundle here.
He's got it across his body.
Kid's in trouble here.
Is that a signature Brunger bundle?
Oh, yeah, it was. And that's the thing. When your coach is Mark Brunger and you're running a bundle, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get the fall. You just seen the one time.
There you go.
That it didn't happen.
Well, the Bueno living a little bit dangerously, trying to do the old roll.
You imagine there's going to be a few more rolls coming here if he's able to get up off of his belly.
Trim with good hip pressure here.
He is. He's tough there on top. I like it. I think if he's able to he's got to arch his back there a little bit.
If he transitions off the wrist into a claw ride now, he's going to release all the pressure. Maybe I'd have stayed behind him.
4-2 lead. This is not wise.
No, I think I'd have stayed behind him and kept him on the mat. But
and then
he wanted a double leg. He wanted to practice.
He's going to give up the match if you do something like that. This is
9 seconds here. Can he?
No reason to do that. You just basically gave up the match.
That was a tactical error.
In the third period, trying to do something that you didn't need to do.
Yeah, the team score was not in play there.
It's got to be smarter in that situation.
The match score right now, they're showing 5-5, but I didn't think that was right either. I thought it was going to be a 6-5 win for Bueno.
That was the third period, so.
They're setting up an overtime period here. Where's the advantage here? Bueno looked pretty good on his feet early, showing signs of fatigue. Was that the? Oh, now the scoreboard's up. That wasn't the second period, was it?
That was the third period, and it looked to me. Oh, it was the riding time that brought it to even. There we go.
Because Trim had
riding time, but there's really no reason to do that, right? At the end of a match, you've got to have situational awareness there. They need your help over there. But, and nothing against him for being aggressive. I love that, and you want to see that in a match, but just not in that situation, right?
Right.
He's excited to be out there and trying to, he was feeling it a little bit, and he's like, let me come out front here and try to get this pin. You're up 4-2 with riding time. With seconds to go in the match.
Yep. Right. Well, and you hit it right on the head earlier. I think it was in the first period. You mentioned Trim and what he likes to do on his feet. Well, he hit Bueno with a Sunday shot on that double leg. Yeah. I thought he was going to take him down, and it was just kind of a bounce job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's a whole lot of human to move.
Yeah, that's a lot of man. This is given both guys. I felt like Bueno was showing some signs of fatigue there at the end of the match. This is going to be advantage Bueno, I think. Gives him a few seconds to breathe.
Yeah. There might not be enough seconds to recoup, looks like there.
Lactic acid really stinks. But
some big old calves on him, though. You gotta watch out. That guy gets a double leg on you. You're probably not getting out of it.
I'll bet he played football in high school.
Yeah, Riley actually. South Bend Riley has a pretty decent football program, I think.
How you know that is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, we know quite a few people down that area, so.
So you got a lot to think about going into this overtime period. Probably don't want to be doing a lot of over-under lockups, but got to be careful with that was a good shot. Got to be careful, though, because it's easy to get countered.
You know, you look at Bueno's frame. You look at Trim's frame. What's your first thought of the safest move for you to do when you got that kind of height against a short guy? Ankle pick, right? You know, you get the guy's weight down over one knee, hit that ankle pick. It's a safe move because if you don't get it, you're not in danger.
Right.
You know, especially in overtime.
Yep. As good as that double leg looked at the end of the...
Didn't move him.
Didn't move him.
You know?
And that's how you get taken down with a counter.
Right.
Because to get the ankle pick, you either have to be in a collar tie or you have to be strong, and you have to be strong on a wrist.
Yeah.
And that's going to...
You know, even like setting up like he knows you have a double leg, so do a fake double leg, come back out, go to that collar tie, and then...
All right, I've got it. If I'm Trim, I'm going fake double leg, fake knee pick, snap to a front head, and just trying to put his nose on the mat and make him wrestle from the mat.
I like that, too.
That's what I'm doing.
Third level stuff.
Well, you know. To be clear, Michigan didn't score a touchdown.
No, they did not. They were Harbaugh in typical form was arguing a touchback call there. So.
Oh. You know, Tommy, it's good that we're keeping people apprised of the Michigan game, because I'm sure there are a bunch of people tuned into us.
Yeah, instead of the
wondering what's going on over on the other channel. Probably have the old TiVo running on the Michigan game so that they don't miss a minute of this. I know my mom's watching today. She's watching us, not the Michigan game. Or at least she said she was going to.
Well,
but she might have been lying to me. She might have been lying to me. Yes, Craig, I'm going to watch
you. Feel good.
She wouldn't do that.
You left a sticky note on the fridge, Mom. Remember to tune in and listen to me. I want notes after.
There's going to be a quiz. MCC channel 98. I put the parental locks and I left it on 98, so just so that my mom would watch.
Oh, that's
Offer
great.
an extra credit to my Whitehall students, making sure they're watching. There'll be a pop quiz on Monday morning.
Seriously?
You serious, Clark? No, they don't get 98 up in Whitehall.
They don't get extra credit in Whitehall either.
They don't. No, not for me. Business as usual.
Just run them straight through. You don't get no extra credit in life. You don't get no extra credit here at Whitehall.
That's right. When was the last time you got extra credit?
Well, I'm telling you.
Last time you took out the trash, I'll bet.
No
extra credit for that. You have two sons. I've shuddered to think about the last time you took the trash out.
No, well, you'd be surprised. It usually means bad news for somebody, though, in the house. If Dad's taking the trash down, somebody's paying for something.
Somebody's stuff is missing?
Yeah.
Where's my charger? I don't know. Might have been in the trash.
Where's my phone? Oh.
Trim doing it, I think I would have done the same thing and control those hands. Bueno going to try to force that. There's the fake that you were talking about.
See how quick Bueno's feet are, though? Yeah. You know, and that's where you've got to be able to get to the guy's collar and start stopping them feet from being able to move so fast. You know, I got to get some weight on
For a big guy, he has good feet.
Right here would be a great opportunity for an over tie from Trim. But easier said than done, right?
Easier said than done. Yeah.
We make it sound easy.
There is an ankle pick there on the right side. Bueno leaves that that right leg out there.
Right.
Yeah, Trim doing a good, I think, a smart thing, not getting those hooks in there very deep. Both of these guys, neither one of them being super assertive yet.
Yeah, you know, nice thing is a 2-minute overtime period to start it out here, so it's not a 1-minute high school type overtime where, you know, it's hard to even get into a scoring position.
Right.
where 2 minutes is plenty of time to score, but when you got heavyweights, it takes a little longer. Right?
We can continue talking about your trash at home.
Yeah.
When it's heavy.
Yeah.
Trim with a little pop there on the right, a little bang on the head. 30 seconds left in the first overtime here.
Trim has definitely been the aggressor in the match by far, outside of that nice throw that Bueno had. But I think Bueno's content to let this go to the top-bottom position. I don't know that it's a wise move on his part because he has not been able to get off the bottom against Trim.
Well, the thing that saved the day for Trim was riding time.
Yeah, it sure was. So I think if I was Bueno, I would have been looking to score right now. But like I said, he hadn't taken a shot the whole match.
Well, we're about to find out. That's the end of the first overtime period. Bueno is going to, did he just choose? I thought he chose top, but he did choose down. I think the advantage Trim here.
Advantage Trim as long as he stays behind him and stays looking to just ride him and not trying to do more than he needs to here.
Like Bueno to his feet, Trim with a return. I can't tell.
That arm.
Yep, Trim in a tight waist on the left. Looking for a wrist over the top. He's over the top. That's not.
That length is hard to deal with when you're a short guy.
10 seconds. The roll attempt there for Bueno.
So yeah, that's what my thought was right here is just, when you haven't been able to get off the bottom in an overtime match like that, you want to try to score in that first frame.
Yep. Trim's going down. Score here.
And we've seen Trim get out every time he's been on the bottom.
But when he scores, they have to wrestle the 30 seconds out.
Yes, they do.
I always worry about whether kids know that or not.
Yeah. Well, they get sleep. They celebrate and get taken out. Yeah, that's always great, right?
Trim to his feet, hand fight.
Watch
Bueno trying to bring his hips. 20 seconds. Bueno out front now. Trim.
Kick out here.
Bueno to a leg with locked hands. The ref didn't see it, and there's the escape.
Hey,
and he's going to, as we were saying, there's the takedown. 8 seconds left. I think I'd have stayed on top there, but.
Well, I don't understand what just happened there, but we'll take it. That's a win.
Yep. Looked like Bueno got to the leg. It looked like he knew he had locked his hands, even though the ref
stayed there.
They ran a tight circle there. I don't fault the ref for not seeing that. But.
Yeah.
Well, that's a win. 8-6.
Final score, 48-3 for the Jayhawks over Ancilla. A smaller Ancilla team, not many guys, but they always have a couple decent guys, that's for sure. But the Jayhawks definitely brought the heat today. Pretty solid Jayhawk club we got this year.
Top to bottom. Sometimes you look at a lineup and we got a hole here, we have a hole there. The Jayhawks.
Let's see here. I think we got. And then the thing is with Tyler DeLoof at heavyweight too. He didn't wrestle this round, but I mean that's 7, almost 8 out of the 10 weight classes are all state high school wrestlers. And with a few state finalists, I think so. With Josh Kinney was a state runner-up to one Alex Facundo, who's at Penn State now, so and lost by major decision in the finals. But in a year where Alex was teching and pinning everybody, so
yeah.
And then obviously we mentioned earlier, Caleb was a state finalist, and Cale Bunce also was a state runner-up.
Looks like they're going to wrestle a couple of extras, and while Ancilla wasn't able to field an entire team, I'm not sure if we're gonna televise this one or if we're gonna go to break.
It looks like they're still running, so I'll try to figure out who we got there from Muskegon. I'm not familiar with that fella. The coach is just throwing pencils for no reason.
He'll throw a pencil if you're not careful.
Yep. He was kind of a C student, wasn't he?
Well, that was in the day before pencils. They had
and eligibility.
And I wonder if he watches this.
I hope he does. It's funny because it's true.
It is funny. Oh, there's a headlock.
Oh, that
didn't pan out.
It looks like the guy that wrestled Josh Kinney.
We're at a little bit of a loss. We don't. I don't even know what weight class this is.
It looks like that might be Michael Higgins wrestling Spiller again from. No, yeah, that.
Is this Spiller?
No, not Spiller.
Spiller's
it's
sitting
the
next
guy
to
that
Coach.
wrestled Paulo. Sergio?
Roberts, Nelson Roberts. Well, they've only got one guy between one.
No, it is Spiller. Spiller was the one that wrestled Paulo. So.
Okay.
Yep.
It was Morris was the.
Morris was the one that wrestled Josh Kinney.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Spiller and who?
Spiller and looks like Michael Higgins. I think he's out of Muskegon High School.
Michael Higgins out of Muskegon High. I love it.
Got a couple Muskegon High School wrestlers here this year. It's good to see that, you know. Got a former Muskegon wrestler running that program over there. So.
Speaking of Muskegon, how's this for a roundabout? I just found out this week that a longtime friend of mine, Brandon Pastor, is now the head coach at Mona Shores High School.
Yes, he is. I found that out like a couple Wednesdays ago. We were at Coach Gaffney's house watching a Central Western game. Me being a Western grad, I think he knew this year they were finally going to win one. And so he's like, hey, come on over. And he had me and Bruce Baxter over there, the old Whitehall football coach.
Oh, yeah.
And Bruce is a Whitehall alum, or Western Michigan alum as well. So
he was also, Bruce Baxter was my mentor my first several years teaching at
he's a
Whitehall.
good guy. He's a
good guy.
Pretty much neighbor of ours. You know.
Here's a fun fact. Brandon Pastor was my first assistant coach as a head coach at Reese Puffer. He was my first partner in crime. So we go way back, Brandon and I.
Yeah.
Wish him a lot of luck there at Mona Shores. I know he'll do well.
Well, it's a lot of good athletes in that school, you know, and you know that's a school. If you can get the football players to come out with a team, you might be able to do some damage real soon.
Well, and it's been a while, but a rich tradition too.
It's double leg there by McNeil.
That was a real nice double leg by the former Rocket McNeil.
Yeah.
That's McNeil from Reese Puffer, right?
Caleb McNeil from Reese Puffer. He's placed 7th in the state as a senior.
Looking for a can opener here.
Yeah,
get it?
He and another one. Him and I used to wrestle each other when they were little kids all the time.
They're not little anymore. Neither one of them.
He's a Jayhawk Wrestling Club kid too. So, it's good, like I said, it's good to see that club paying off for the program. Looking forward to getting that back up and running once things get in a better situation for sure. McNeil's pretty tough on top here. He's got a nice Turk going.
Is McNeil the kid that Sargent wrestled in the...
No, that was Kobe Stevenson.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kobe is, I think, electrician apprenticeship program or something like that. So ran into him about a month ago. Tough kid. He placed, I think, top 8 in the state as well as.
McNeil got a leg in, not super deep or super high. Now it's out.
Yeah.
Now, this wrestler from Ancilla we didn't see during the duel. Is that right?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure who it is, but he's in pretty rough shape here.
He's got the Kurt Rambis goggles on.
Yeah, that's is that who Venema
John
wrestled?
Trench, you remember that guy from Lehigh?
No.
He had actual damage to his retina or something like that, and he had to wear those every time he wrestled. He was a national champ, national runner-up for Lehigh.
Well, I think the kid that Venema wrestled, he did wrestle because when he came out, I was like, he is the Kurt Rambis.
I didn't notice that last time. There's a fall by Caleb McNeil, so this kind of shows you the depth that Muskegon has this year. You got a guy, an all-state guy like Caleb McNeil who'd be starting at a lot of places, and he's backing up, a couple of studs at 84 and 97. He's a tough kid.
Is that going to do it for the Ancilla duel?
For the